Gonzaga and Pittsburgh. I got Gonzaga winning that game. Wisconsin, Kansas State. I got Wisconsin. I think, as I said, Wisconsin can beat the good teams. So, Wisconsin, I got you in the Sweet 16. Belmont, New Mexico. I'm liking New Mexico in this one. The Lobos were very good this year, and I really liked them in the Mountain West Final. And then finally, Ohio State and Notre Dame. I like Ohio State on this one. I don't think Notre Dame has a chance against Aaron Kraft and the Buckeyes. Second round now into the South. Kansas, Villanova, something like UNC. I don't think either of those teams can beat Kansas, though, so I'm going to go Kansas. VCU and Michigan. A lot of people are going to say VCU, but I think Trey Burke and Tim Hardaway Jr. are just unstoppable. So I got Michigan on that one. Minnesota and Florida. Minnesota and Florida. I got Florida on this one. I don't think Minnesota can handle Mike Rosario. I think Florida's a very good team, and they could be a sleeper team in this tournament. They have a good chance to go to the Final Four. Oklahoma, Georgetown. I have Georgetown on that one. We're now moving on to the East. Indiana, Temple. I do have Indiana on that one. California, Syracuse. I'm liking Syracuse. I don't think Cal is that good. Butler and Davidson. Some people might say Davidson. I'm going to go Butler in this one. And Illinois and Miami. I had to think about this for a second too, but I think Miami is on a run. It's looking. They felt like they were snapped of a 1 seed, so I think Miami is going to be on a good run this year. So Miami, moving on to the Sweet 16 in my bracket. That was the end of the second round. After the break, we'll be moving on into the third round. You're listening to Sports Talk with Matt. I'm Matt Stoloff in New Jersey, and we will be right back after the break. Hey, welcome back to Sports Talk with Matt. I'm Matt Stoloff in New Jersey, and now we're going to be moving on into the Sweet 16 for all 4 regions into this NCAA tournament. First one, I got Louisville and Oklahoma State. I think Oklahoma State had a good run in the first week, but they're not going to beat Louisville. They're not going to beat the Cardinals. I get Louisville on that one. Michigan State, Duke. I had to think about this very, very long and hard. I think Michigan State, they usually do very well in the tournament. Been in the Final Four the past few years. I understand they didn't do it last year. They always have good tournament runs, and I like them over Duke on this one. Gonzaga and Wisconsin. I'm linking Wisconsin over Gonzaga, the first 1 seed to go down in my bracket. New Mexico and Ohio State. I had to think about this one long and hard. I'm looking at these 3-2 matchups. I just don't think. I think Aaron Kraft is on. He's also on a mission to win this tournament. He's upset. He lost in the Final Four last year, and he's not stopping until he gets that. He's not stopping until goes to Georgia and wins the championship. So I got Ohio State over New Mexico. Now into the Southern region, I got Kansas and Michigan, and I am liking Michigan over Kansas. I don't think that Ben McLemore has enough experience in this tournament. I understand Jeff Withey's is a senior, and a lot of people are liking Kansas, but I think Tim Hardaway Jr. and Trey Burke, Big 12 Player of the Year, has a chance to be the Player of the Year in the nation, probably be an All-American, and I think those two in the backcourt are very, very good players. I think Michigan is a well-coached team. I think they're just a very good team. They were on the hot start. They were a 1 seed at one point this year, but a lot of teams are 1 seed at one point this year. It's a very hard bracket this year. There's no completely dominant team like Kentucky or Florida in like '07. I can go on Kansas, Duke. I mean, we can go on and on. I mean, this is one of the first years where there's really hasn't been a dominant team, where a team hasn't been won for a month. So it's very hard this year. This is a very, very hard tournament for everybody this year. So I'm thinking there's going to be a lot of upsets. A lot of people are thinking that, and I'm thinking Michigan is going to move on into the Elite Eight over Kansas, my other 1 seed, going down in the Sweet 16. Florida and Georgetown. I had to think about this one hard too. These 3-2 matchups I really had to think about these, and I'm going to go with the 2 seeding, and I'm going to go with Georgetown. I don't think Florida. They're a good team. Play the SEC though. The SEC is not a good conference. I understand they did lose in the finals to Ole Miss, but I mean, I think Georgetown played in the Big East. I mean, I understand they have lost to some double-digit seeds over the past few years, but I think Georgetown is moving on to the Elite Eight over Florida. I just think they have more experience in this tournament. Otaport Jr. That kid can play. Um, Now moving on to the East region, it's Indiana and Syracuse. I'm really liking Indiana on this one. I don't think Syracuse is that good. I was very disappointed by them. They can't handle pressure. We could clearly see that. We could clearly see Syracuse cannot handle the pressure, as we saw in the Big East Finals. Louisville, once they really put that press on, they were done. So I got Indiana over Syracuse. And then Butler and Miami. I don't think Butler's going on another championship run. I got Miami over Butler. Um, and now I'm actually going to do the Elite Eight now. I'll do that, and then we'll have a break, and I'll do the Final Four and the championship. So here we go, Elite Eight. Louisville, Michigan State in the Midwest. And I got Louisville in this one. I think Louisville, I was really impressed with what I saw in the Big East games. They do very, very well. Rick Pitino, he knows what he's doing. They were in the Final Four last year. We got to remember that. They were in the Final Four last year. They're a very good team. Peyton Siva is a good player, but he's either on or he's either off. I'm really liking their big men. I just think Deanne and I can't remember. And Hazel, something like that. I just think they're a very good all-around team. They're a team I think they're the most prepared for this tournament, and that's why they're the number one team in the nation right now. And I think they are going to do very well and head into Georgia. Wisconsin and Ohio State. This is going to be a Big Ten rematch. I'm liking Ohio State over this one. I think Ohio State, as I said before, Aaron Kraft and that whole Ohio State team, they're ready to go to the championship again. They're ready to go to the Final Four again, like they did last year. And I don't see Wisconsin in the Final Four this year. Just my opinion. You guys have your own, but I just don't see Wisconsin making the Final Four. Watch Wisconsin now prove me wrong and make it to the Final Four, but we'll see. Now, into the southern region, we got Michigan and Georgetown. I'm liking Georgetown this one. Michigan, very good team, but I just think Georgetown is the better team here. I'm just liking Georgetown. I think they're a good team. They know what they're doing. John Thompson III coached them very well. I think they're a very good team. They don't turn over the ball. They're a very, very good team. These Big East teams are very, very good all-around teams, which is why I'm liking Georgetown over Michigan. And then finally, Indiana, Miami. Now, this is a very interesting one. A lot of people are skeptical about this one, and I'm just saying I understand Victor Oladipo, Cody Zeller, two of the best players in the nation, but like I said, there really hasn't been no dominant team, and I guess there's no dominant team this year. So I just don't. Indiana, they were number one seed in the beginning of this year, and they were a very good team. The first loss was to Butler. I'll tell you their losses: Butler, Wisconsin, Illinois, Minnesota, Ohio State, and Wisconsin again. And they lost 2 of their last 4, if you want to go like that, or I should say 3 of their last 6. They just haven't. I don't think they've been able to. They're a good team. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think they just haven't been able to put the pieces together, and I don't feel confident saying Indiana's going to Atlanta. Now, Miami, they were a team came out of nowhere. They were like their whole season's a Cinderella story. They were a team, they've never been that good in Miami. They've never been that good team. The coach George Mason from an 11 seed into the Final Four, beating UConn in the first that was a 1 seed. It was a very good team with Josh Boone. Led that team into the Final Four. Eventually, they lose in the Final Four, but hey, they went to the Final Four. This is the Elite Eight game. Is the same place where Miami's head coach played UConn in that George Mason Elite Eight game. So could be some luck back there, and I'm really liking Miami. I think they're really on a mission. They did great. They won the ACC tournament. You're talking about teams like Duke, Illinois, I mean, we could even say UNC here. I mean, UNC was pretty good. NC State was, decent, but a lot of teams in this tournament from the ACC. I was about to say Ohio State. I don't know why I was about to say Ohio State, but anyway, I just really like Miami this year. They did beat Duke. I mean, I think they're one of the hardest working teams in the tournament. So I'm liking Miami into the Final Four. So my Final Four is Louisville, Ohio State, Georgetown, and Miami. A 1-2-2-2. Coming up after the break, I will tell you my results for the Final Four and the championship game. You're listening to Sports Talk with Matt. I'm Matt Stoloff in New Jersey, and I'll be right back after the break. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I'm Sports Talk. You're listening to Sports Talk with Matt. I'm Matt Stoloff in New Jersey, and I've done my first round, my second round, my Sweet 16, my Elite 8, and now it's time for Atlanta, baby. Time for Atlanta in the Final Four. I just got a comment that I know I accidentally said that Illinois was in the ACC. I'm sorry. They're in the Big Ten. My fault. I'm sorry about that. I won't say that again. So anyway, now my Final Four: Louisville, Ohio State, Georgetown, and Miami. So here we go. Louisville versus Ohio State. I had to think about this one long and hard. I've thought about a lot of these games long and hard. I mean, I think Ohio State, like I said, they're on a mission. They're going to work their butts off and try to beat every team they possibly can. I think Aaron Craft's one of the hardest working players and one of the best players in the league, in the nation. But I think Louisville is just too good this year. So I got Louisville in the championship game. And then Georgetown and Miami, and I just think Miami, they're on a mission too. And I think Miami's a very good team. And so I got Miami over Georgetown. So my championship game, Louisville, Miami. I mean, we got to think about, I really want you to say, okay, Louisville all the way because the best team in the nation, and there's no really dominant team, so why not just pick Louisville? But I had to think about this. So I just really had to think about this, and I decided to go with I chose Miami to go all the way this year. Miami is my team. I think they're a very good team. I feel like they're angry they didn't get a 1 seed after winning the ACC tournament. I think they're angry that Gonzaga got a 1 seed over them, and I think they're on a mission, and I think they're going to win the championship game. I know a lot of people have that, but they're my team. A lot of people have Indiana and Louisville. I mean, we'll see, we'll all know by April 8th. So, I mean, we're going to see. Thank you guys for listening to Sports Talk with Matt. I'm Matt Stoloff in New Jersey. Thank you for listening to my bracket. You heard my bracket. Now make your choice. Have a nice day, everybody, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for listening.